Hi everyone. I hope you're hanging in there. This week's reading is coming a little bit later than normal. I apologize for that. I was sick last week and then processing some grief and some personal stuff. So I'm here now. I'm really excited to be with you and to bring you this reading. And I just want to send you love. If you are watching this or listening to this when it comes out, we are in an eclipse portal. We are between two eclipses. We had the solar eclipse in Taurus on the 30th of April, 2022, and we're about to have the total lunar eclipse in Scorpio this weekend, May 15th, 16th, 2022. And so this time period can be a little intense. If you're noticing a lot of emotions or big shifts, endings and beginnings happening right now, you are not alone in that. And also, whenever you are watching this or listening to this, this is timeless again. So even if, you aren't watching this when the eclipse is about to happen, the energy is timeless. So trust when you are receiving this message, trust when you are hearing this, that this is when, you were meant to receive the message. So given that we have a pretty big eclipse coming up this weekend, I thought it might be fun to focus this reading around the energy of that. And again, if you're not interested in astrology, if you don't care about it, if you don't know about it, that's fine. You don't need to know anything or care about astrology in order to follow this. It's an energy that is happening anyway. We're all going to feel it regardless, no matter what level of, attachment you have to the actual astrology of it. So I'll read the energies of what's coming in this weekend with this eclipse, or just the energies, again, if you're watching this or listening to this at another time, that are happening and shifting for you right now. So give me 1 second here to tune in. And again, I just want to mention, if you resonate with this reading, if you get anything out of it, please hit the little thumbs up button on YouTube or follow or share this podcast episode. It really does a lot to spread the message so that as many people can receive this as possible. And that's my hope, is to support as many of you as I can. Okay. So give me 1 second to tune in here. So first I want to see a picture of the general energy of the eclipse. So again, this is a total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. This is a south node eclipse. South node eclipses are often about releasing, shedding, letting go. So please show me a picture of the energy. Okay, so you're going through a tunnel here. This reminds me of an art installation that I've seen at Burning Man, where it's a tunnel of, it's like circles of light, all different colored lights, but it's like a tunnel that's leading you somewhere. And you're walking through the tunnel, you're sort of crouched down. It's kind of, has so much Burning Man vibes. It's kind of intense. The colors are really bright. There's like this neon kind of energy to it. You can hear really loud, like oons, oons, oons music on the outside. There's a lot of activated kind of electric sort of energy that's happening here. So there's some intensity here, but there's also brightness to it. There's also excitement to it. So what are you doing here? And you're like walking through this tunnel, and there's this anticipation and there's this excitement for you of when you're going to emerge from the tunnel and what's going to be on the outside, what's awaiting you. It's kind of like you can hear this party going on. You can hear all of this activity, this like socializing, all of these people that are out there having an experience. So you're moving through this tunnel with some anticipation of what's on the other side. But being in this tunnel is like, again, kind of crampy. You're crouched over, and it's bright and kind of intense. And you're just like, if I can just keep going, like I can just keep going through this tunnel. I know that it's gonna end at some point. I'm not gonna be in this tunnel forever, essentially. So what does that have to do with the energy of this is a portal. This is a part that you have to go through in order to emerge on the other side. That's the overall energy of this eclipse. So one of my questions I was going to ask was, what's coming next? What's coming on the outside? But I feel like I'm going to ask that now. So what is awaiting you on the outside of this tunnel? What is on the other side of the eclipse? What is coming next after this happens. This whole picture is Burning Man. It's really funny. Okay, give me 1 second. So you emerge into daylight and this blue sky, and there's music and dancing and some, like, any of you who've been to Burning Man, it's like there's like some art car, some explosion, some like there's all kinds of activity and vibrancy on the other side. And there's a little bit of like, whoa, you kind of have to adjust your eyes, adjust yourself to this new energy because it's so different than the portal, the tunnel that you've been in. And it's like almost like you got to like squint a little bit for your eyes to adjust. And there's a little bit of like, oh my God, there's so much going on. Like, where do I go first? Where am I? Like, what? There's so many opportunities here. Where do I go first? It looks like just on the other side of the eclipse, like at first emerging from it, there's a little bit of energy of like shell shock and overwhelm, but not in a stressful way, in like a, whoa, there's a lot of possibilities here kind of way. What else is there to know about this? What's the general energy of what's happening here? I just see like all these people's faces. They're smiling, they're laughing, they're joking around, they're dancing. There's something that we're all clearing collectively through this eclipse experience that, let me get the nuance. It's bringing like this new energy in. What is this? God, it's so hard to describe. It's like a sense of levity, a sense of lightness, like an integration of the uncertain pieces, the unknown pieces, the tunnel parts, what came before, all of that integration into this new understanding that allows you and all of these other people in this picture to move about this new playground, this new world in a totally different way with more ease and kind of like trust and almost a new perspective on what it is to be a human, having a human experience, living life. There's just a renewal to it. There's just so much activity and possibility and like new adventure that awaits on the other sides. It's really cool. So let me see if there's anything else here before I ask my next questions. Anything else about what's coming next? It also looks like this experience makes something very clear for you. So when I say what else is coming next, there's this kind of like tunnel of energy, almost like a wind tunnel that comes down from the sky, lands on the ground. And again, I'm looking at this like it's a scene out of Burning Man. So like lands on the desert floor, and it's like this centrifuge. It's this spinning wind column. And the energy behind it is what it does is it like clarifies something for you in a very big way, where it's almost like it blows everything else away that is not that is not the thing. And it's almost like shining a spotlight on what exactly the thing is. Like the wind tunnel, it's like it makes it very clear. It lands in this one place. And it almost looks like a sudden, very impactful sort of like, clarity, realization, vision into this specific thing. And it looks like it's something that's been kind of hazy, or that you've been wanting answers around, or on one hand. And on the other hand, it also looks like it could be something that you didn't even know that you needed clarity on or were going to get clarity on. It's like a jolt. It's like a whoa, oh, that's the thing. So there's something like that that's coming in on the other side of this. Okay. So now I'm gonna move this out and look at a picture of what is releasing. What is being released for you, and therefore collectively, during this total lunar south node eclipse in Scorpio? What is being released? And again, Scorpio is the depths, the shadow work, the feeling, the transformational sign of the zodiac. So what is it that's releasing? So this is a picture of you, you're standing over like a shallow bowl kind of, and you have these tears that are dropping into the bowl, but these tears are like this dark purple color. They almost look like purple construction paper. What is this about? Okay, well, a lot of this is energy tied to other people. So let me get more clear here. It's like old cords to other people, old ties, old agreements, spoken or unspoken, energetic, like old connections to other people that were clouding your ability to be in your own energy, and to like be, it's like there's a lot of energetic boundaries, energy around it. So it's like your tears and the look on your face is very like, it's time. This is done. We're done with this. And just like letting it all go into this little, collecting it all up into this little bowl. And it's like you're shedding this. Let me see if I can get a clearer description of what exactly this is. It's like being pulled in different directions by what other people want or what other people are telling you to do, or obligations or guilt, or all of those sorts of attachments to people in your life. And like there's a lot of this energy, like guilt for not having done something the way someone told you to, or someone wanted you to, or someone else thought was right. It's just like just a purging, just a shedding of all of that. Is there anything else to know here about this? What is releasing? Now it's showing me these shackles that were around your wrist. When I asked again, what is releasing? And it's like the picture of these shackles around your wrist unclasp and fall away. So what was that about? It's this energy of like, okay, that's done with. Now you're free to get going. Something that has been holding you back, that has been an excuse, and maybe it was a legitimate excuse or reason why, but something that has been an excuse for you not to do something, not to say something, not to create something, not to live in a certain way. It's like that just unclasps and is gone. And now it's like, all right, what are you going to do with it? Now that this is cleared out, now that this thing is not here to, get in the way or to be blamed anymore, like now what are you gonna make of it? And there's an excitement that comes with that. There's like a little tingle in your heart chakra that comes around that. And there's also like a, whoa, that was a safety net in a way. That was like a safety blanket in a sense. Can I get any more clarity around what these shackles were? Some of it has to do with ways that you were playing small, believing that you couldn't have something that you really wanted or that was really meant for you. Like that's just gone. Okay, so now I'm going to look at what's being activated by this eclipse. And again, whenever you're watching this, what's being activated for you right now in your life. So let me clear out what I was looking at. So what is being activated by this eclipse? So the picture that I'm seeing, it's like I'm watching an eclipse happen, and I'm watching it as a solar eclipse. Again, this is a lunar eclipse, but the energy is like these two celestial bodies meeting, and it's like when they meet in the sky, then there's almost this like, not explosion, but this like jolt of energy, like fiery energy that happens here. So what is this that's happening? There's like a jolt of like waking up that happens. It's almost like I see that energy is like creates this sort of force field in this picture around the world, the area that I'm looking at. So what is it? What is it that's being activated? And now it's showing me a crack, if you see an earthquake, or you see movies or scenes from an earthquake where like the ground splits and there's this chasm, this crack, that's what it's showing me here. And there's an intensity to it. There's an importance to it. What is this? How is this what's being activated? It's very much, it's kind of like we can't go back. This is now broken apart, And there's no, like, we can't avoid this anymore. We can't look away from this. We can't not look at this. Like, this is different now. So what is it that's different? What is it that's being activated? Well, it's showing me a lot of things related to world events and things that are going on collectively for different segments of the population. And it's like a wake-up call about the nature of humanity and what it is that we need to look at, what we really need to look at and can't look away from and can't gloss over. It's not like you can't just like put a Band-Aid or some, Elmer's glue in this crack. It's like, no, it's split. So now what are we gonna do? We have to look at this, is the energy that's coming in here. And what comes from that? What comes from this activation? I just see profound change. It's this energy of this golden lightning bolt, this giant golden lightning bolt that comes down from the sky, and it's like it hits right in the same place as this earthquake crack. So what is this? It looks like there's a sense of getting to work. I kind of read this a little bit before too. Like, now what are you gonna do? Now what are you gonna do? It's like a getting to work. On yourself, but also in a collective way. Like, there's a coming together in it. There's a lot of energy on this. Hold on. It just looks like we're all waking up to something, individually and also collectively. And it's something that's going to activate profound change and like there's no going back, but not in a bad way, in maybe a sobering way a little bit, but in a way that is activating forward towards something. What is it moving towards, this activation? It's like a greater sense of abundance and havingness, again, individually and collectively. I just see everyone holding this green energy in their hands. Is there anything else here? Any final message about this eclipse? Is there anything that those of you listening can do to support yourself during this time? Let's see what comes in for that. Any next steps here to support yourself during this eclipse? Balance. I see it's like you holding out your hands. There's these two plates in your hands. Your eyes are closed. It's just like balance, quiet, serenity when you can find it. Like, there's some lightning bolt, earthquake, massive energy that's happening here. And so keeping yourself in a space of balance and serenity as best you can looks really supportive here. It's kind of like, it's sort of like when the boat maintains its buoyancy, even when the waves are rocky and crashing. That's kind of the energy here, is to support yourself to do that, to have that sense of balance and ease. Is there anything else here to know about what's coming? Sometimes things have to burn in order for the new to come in. That's transformation. That's alchemy. The old has to burn to transform, to change fundamentally. Alchemy is the fundamentals of something changing into something else, to something new, to something more aligned, present. That's what's happening. Wow. Buckle your seatbelts, y'all. And again, if you are going through some upheaval in your life personally and you want some support, I offer personal one-on-one readings where I can look at these energies or anything that's going on in your life in a much more fine-tuned and tailored way to your specific circumstances. You can ask me specific questions about your life, all of the components, the decisions that you're making, the things that are coming up for you. And I can read for you based on all of that and give you a much more clear and direct message and guidance on how best to navigate that for yourself. So if you're curious or interested in one of those, you can book a session with me at the link below in the description box or in the show notes for the podcast. All right, loves, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your patience with this episode coming out a little later this week. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being on this journey with me. Good luck. Hang in there. We're all in this together. Be gentle with yourself this week, and I will see you soon.